Hello and welcome to another episode of What If Civilizations Start Over. Last episode we saw the expansion of this Italian empire, which is kind of, at this point, mimicking the Roman Empire in our timeline. But anyway, we can get right into it, where we're actually looking at them first. And they are expanding along the African coast and have met this Moroccan country who they will invade. And the Italians will use just a bunch of their army and good strategies to quickly wipe out this country over here. And they will not go down all the way here. Instead, this country will just fall and just probably become some tribes. So, yeah, they don't extend all the way down there. Need to get rid of this capital, though. But the Italians are definitely on the rise, and the Greeks are going to try to unite, but not peacefully. But this yellow country will start to move over here, and they will surround this capital city, and they will overtake it, causing the fall of this country. And they will now move immediately into this purple country, taking it out. And wrong tool. But they are growing, and they will continue to, as they declare war. Well, not declare war. They start to invade this tealish, bluish country. And they won't take all of them, but they will take a good part. And this is discolored. So, they have that island too. But they now invade this pink country and will take them out as well. And Greece is uniting very fast. They now will also take out the entire blue country over here. And these two Greek and Balkan countries will begin to fight for who gets to control all of this land. The Balkan Empire will have a good head start, and they will take a lot of land and even get close to the Greek capital, but the Greeks will start to use good strategies and will push them back, and soon they will near their capital, and they will just start to basically sweep through this Balkan country, as they will capture the capital, and this country will fall, and the Greeks will take a majority of it. But unfortunately, the Italians have arrived and they take the other part. And now the Greeks and the Italians are not happy with each other. And the Greeks will make the first move as they move into Italy and will take most of their Balkan areas. But Italy will soon push back against Greece and will take the coastal areas and begin to push in from the sides. And they'll also expand over here a little bit, as well as they explore some more land over here as well. But the the Balkan country over here, or actually I guess I should just call it Greece, is not doing good, because the Italians have just landed down here and on this island, and they have been sweeping up, and the capital will be captured, and the leader will flee probably over to this area over here, and the rest of this country will begin to fall, and eventually the leader is found and probably disposed of, and this Greek country will fall to this Italian Empire, which is once again looking just like a Roman Empire. But they're now invading into Turkey, and well, now they're not invading because they just wiped them out. And they also, in this time, take out Crete, as well as this Anatolian Greek country. And they also will take out more of these Balkan countries. Actually, 4 of them. And why is this? That's not supposed to be like that. But they are growing very big, and they will now begin to work with other countries to explore the Alps. And it is going slow, but it is happening. And they will expand into the Alps. And they'll go up, cutting off France from expansion. Actually, I guess it's Normandy. But they will begin to invade into Normandy, and they will charge up and take the capital, leading to the collapse of this country as another country falls over to this Italian Empire. And they will also invade Egypt and take a good portion of land from them, almost reaching their capital, but it won't, and they will stop. But the Italians are now also, and I never thought I'd be saying this sentence, but the Italians are going down the coast of Arabia and taking a bunch of land. They've reached down to Yemen and looking very odd now, but they will be pushed back by tribes, and so they will be pushed out of most of the coast, but they will remain in some areas. But up here, they are now conquering the Netherlands, and this country will no longer exist. And now Wales is, they capture Cornwall and will swiftly move up to Scotland and quickly end the country, as Wales proves himself as the true leader of the British Isles, or more so, the island of Great Britain. But this title will soon be overthrown as the Italians march up and take what would be modern-day London, and they then go up the coast of Wales and will capture I think the modern actual capital of Wales is over here. But the Italians will capture Cornwall, and they will then capture the capital of Wales, and with it Wales will fall. And this thing might actually, no, I don't think it's bigger than the Roman Empire. But they will also now land on Ireland and take over a good portion of this island, including the capital. But soon the Irish will push them out. They will push back once again, and it's very back and forth. But the Italians do eventually gain almost the entire island. But Ireland will move their capital down here, and actually I'll probably just color it a different color because it's honestly probably a different country now. But this thing, and I keep calling it this thing, the Italian Empire is growing very large, and they now expand into these tribal lands and now conquer this purple country, or at least most of it. The rest will be eaten up by this blue Persian country. But there's also now a surprise attack from this blue country over here that will take most of the coast over here. They reach into the Sinai Peninsula and will take the entire thing. And they even go into Egypt. And they will become very large as they take over a very large portion of this Italian Empire. But the Italians will fight back, and they will actually make a landing over here, and they will start to march towards the capital. And they will now drastically push back as they recapture most of this peninsula. And I don't know how this got here, but I'll say that was there. Maybe they just, they felt like going over to the Caucasus Mountains, but they will connect that up. And they will also end this blue country right here, and they will now try to extend over to the Persian Gulf, which they will be successful in doing. And now I think the Italian Empire is larger than the real-life Roman Empire, but now they're going to expand up here into this Ukraine-Russia area, and they're going to go over to Crimea and take it, and they're going to go along and take more areas of modern-day Ukraine and Russia, and they're just going to kind of spearhead right up here, and that is when they're going to collapse. And well, it starts with a group over here in Italy trying to take power, as they will march up and take the capital, overthrowing the leader and basically establishing a new empire. I'm going to change that color a little bit. But they will establish a new empire, and they will conquer this little gray country over here, but they have lots of losses over here. Two tribes in Ukraine, or is this? Yeah, I think that's Ukraine. Actually, I know that's Ukraine. But this country will also begin to shatter, as there is another force in Sicily that will go up the peninsula and overthrow this government. And it's basically just changing colors a bunch. But this government is going to go on a conquest and wipe out 3 of these Balkan countries before it is overthrown, as well as another government over here, mainly in Elba, will come over and overthrow the government once again. And I know this is kind of just a bunch of governments overthrowing each other, but this is what I feel like kind of happened to the Roman Empire, or what I think. But these guys will finish the last government's conquest and wipe out these 3 Balkan countries. And well, it's at this point that this country will begin to shatter into more groups, because there's one over here in Greece and the Balkans and Anatolia. There's one over here in Iberia that also wants to take power. There's one in kind of like the Morocco, southern Spain area, and northern Africa. And basically it's just a bunch of different governments wanting to take power. And it is just a bunch. It's too many different governments. And this country will collapse with this Greek country taking the capital, and it kind of gains like the official title, but these governments here begin to expand as well and take over areas, and all these governments are fighting, and it's very chaotic. This pink Libyan one will take over most of Africa, but they will also make a landing in Italy, but this yellow country will push them back in and out of Africa, and the blue country will finish them off. And this teal country will now go into the Iberian Peninsula and wipe that out, as well as this African country, and then they will come over here to wipe out this other group, and slowly but surely they will take over most of the land, and they will also make a landing in Italy, capturing the capital and reuniting the empire. But just like the Roman Empire did in real life, this is going to split, and so a large portion over here will just break away and form a new government, and now we have like two of these empires, and well, out of nowhere a conqueror is going to show up in this area over here. He's going to take out the government, and by doing that, gains control over this empire, and then he will start to conquer the Balkan area, and he will eventually capture the capital of this area, which is probably over here somewhere, and end it as well, reestablishing, an empire. And he now invades into this yellow country and this one, and then this brown one, and he just wants to conquer everything. He starts to invade into this red one, but this is when this empire will completely collapse and officially end the empire. And this is what their collapse looks like. And immediately you'll notice some of these capitals, and well, okay, not even jump to the capitals yet. Some of these borders are just weird. Just have random esclaves and stuff. That is just caused by a massive... Well, it's kind of like as this was breaking apart, there's just different groups that are popping up, and once another group pops up and takes the land next to them, then it's just fully locked in place because those groups are not fighting each other. And so this leads to really bad borders and esclaves, and it also leads to the weirdest capital placements that you've probably ever seen. Yeah, good idea. Put your capital right there. Or, if you see a country and you don't think it has a capital, just look in one of its esclaves, or is it esclaves or enclaves? I can't remember, but yeah, they tend to be in the worst possible spot, like right here. Also, Britain is dead now, so that's maybe good. I don't know. I mean, it's split apart again. But yeah, that is all of this mess. But Now let's take a look at the exploration that has happened during this video, such as some exploration around the Nile, in the Arabian Peninsula. They've gone around the coast and even into the land a little bit. They're also going deeper into India, as well as just kind of going more into Central Asia a little bit, but there's mountains here, so they don't want to get in contact with those. They now reach up over here, and they start exploring what is modern-day Russia and Kazakhstan, and it's getting really cold up here, and they've also explored all of the Baltics now, and have basically just explored a lot more land, which leads to new countries popping up, such as one over here in India, and it will be a kind of large one that will be over here. Need to make sure it has all these little islands. There's also going to be an Arabian one over here, or more of an Omani or Oman one. What would you call people from Oman? I don't know. Omani, I guess. But we also see some of these Persian countries expand, like this one that will have a pretty big expansion. Also, this pink one is going to have one as well. And this green one is just they just going full speed ahead and taking whatever land they can. And it's basically a big race for this land. And that kind of looks like a man screaming. Is that just me? It's like the nose is here, and then there's a little thing, and then here's the mouth screaming. I'm gonna leave that there. That's kind of cool. But this green country will also expand a bunch, taking probably way too much land. And there are also more countries formed, like this Kazakh. I don't think it's Kazakh country. I don't know. I'm struggling to find these words. But yeah, we have some more countries popping up. There's kind of like a big northern Caucasian one. And yeah, over here, let me actually just fill this in with countries so you don't have to, so I don't have to record that part. I don't know. And this is what it looks like. Apparently this style of disgusting borders is becoming popular. Just look at this. Luckily, other than, like a few instances like this, the capitals are placed in okay spots. Here is not really good, but yeah. But that is actually going to do it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.